Very happy today. It was definitely, like Danielle said, it was not great for running fast, but it was a great race still, and it was pretty hard, during the second half. The first half was fairly easy, but once we got to the West Side Highway, I really tried to push it, and then Wilson took off fairly short thereafter, and for the last 5K, and me and Danielle just kind of went back and forth, and it was good though. It was good to have that competition. It helps to kind of make up for some of the time that was lost early on, but it was cold and early, and I didn't sleep at all last night, so I'm just happy to be done.
Before we move on, just a thought to you. Bernard Lagat finished 12th. I don't know whether you saw him in the race or certainly when you pulled ahead. Any thoughts about Bernard's effort here and possibly looking at him as a road runner moving down the road here?
Early on, Bernard, I think, he was there, I don't know how long after I kind of took the lead, about, 8 miles or so. I didn't see him again, so, I was kind of in a battle, myself, so I wasn't paying attention about him at all. And, Bernard is an amazing athlete, so I didn't really want him to be there. I think Alberto wanted me to wait a little bit longer, but the pace was really, slow, so I was like, I want to try to get it going, and then Wilson took off, and so it was, it got the pace going fast, so I kind of got ready.
Thank you. Questions to either of our gentlemen here?
Dathan, looking ahead, what's the goal going to be the next few months? Is the 10,000 on the track the goal? Just tell us what your focus is from here on out for the rest of the summer.
I think for me now, I'm going to really try to replicate what I did last year. Same schedule, maybe a fast 10K before the U.S. Championships, but I'm not sure. I have to talk with Alberto and see if that's something that we'll do, maybe pre-classic, or if that's too close to U.S. Championships. I don't know. The main goal is to make the team the 10K for Moscow for the World Championships, and then come back and be ready to try to have a really good PR in the Chicago Marathon in October.
Chris, did you have a question?
Daniel, you won in New York City, I believe, last year.
Plan at all, and how long was it into the race before you really started to warm up and feel comfortable?
The race went about exactly how I thought it would be, just a little bit slower. I thought we'd be a little closer to 60 minutes, but I still anticipated it being slower early on just because of the park and the cold. I mean, the cold, it's just hard to get going, and so the race went very much how I thought it would. But I didn't feel great early on. I didn't sleep at all last night. I've never had that happen before, and so. I was a little bit wired, and like even right now, I had way too much coffee. I think 'cause I just feel jittery, and my stomach feels messed up and cold. But you just kind of it takes over the instincts, and the race. You compete, and so that's what the second half was really about, just competing and trying to wasn't thinking about the time at all. Just try to do as good as possible, try to win. And Wilson and Danielle were a little too strong today, but I'm happy still.
Hey, maybe you missed the kids. It was too quiet.
Yeah,
I'll tell her.
Maybe that's what it was.
Barbara?
Dathan, why do you think you didn't sleep last night? Nerves? What are you feeling about? What do you
No, I wasn't nervous. I mean, my brain wasn't working, but I don't know. I've never had that happen before, where I just don't sleep. And if I was really tired yesterday afternoon, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna take a nap because I want to be able to sleep. Now I wish I would have, and I just would have stayed up anyway. But I'll sleep good on the plane.
Another one over here.
So, Ritz, what was kind of the race plan that you talked about with Alberto? Because it really picked up around Times Square, and then after that, you kind of picked up the pace shortly after that as well. So, what was some of the race plan that you talked about with?
Well, I think you have to have a fairly flexible race plan, and so Alberto, it was a little bit hard for me. We had kind of mixed. There's some mixed signals a little bit. He wanted me to wait as long as possible, and I talked we talked with like our sports psychologist and stuff, just trying to think of, I like to be able to be in the lead a little bit, if it's, I don't want to spend the whole time there, but so, I just kind of was about in between, and so I could tell that the pace was slow and it was still a big pack, so I pushed it, but I didn't want to keep pushing it the whole way. I was hoping someone else would. I just tried to get it going, and that happened, and then Wilson took off, so I think it was the right move, just really kind of separated the pack, but Wilson was just very strong today too, so.
We're here with Jim, and then we'll go to Elliot.
Yeah, Danielle, Italy's had a great early start. Some people are morning people, and some people are not morning people. They're starting at 7:30. What was the problem? And how early did you have to get up?
The early start makes it hard. Like I'm coming from the West Coast, so it's 3 hours difference. So it's 4:30 a.m. to me, and daylight savings was just this week, so it was felt really early. But it depends on like if I was to go to Europe, it'd be really early too. So I just didn't do a very good job transitioning this time. Usually I'll start trying to get up earlier, back at home, and go to bed earlier and stuff. But I don't know, this week I just couldn't get into that rhythm of doing it. I think with daylight savings time and stuff, I don't know, I never started switching over, and so when I got here, I just was like, I'll just sleep as much as possible, and I've been sleeping in when I got here just to try to get more sleep, and the last few days before this, so the early start was hard, but everybody had to do it, and so guys were coming from Japan, so it's not really an excuse.
So we're going to finish up. I'll just finish up with two quick thoughts here. Dathan will welcome you back so you can get it right, or you can get your sleep next time. We always love having you. Danielle, hopefully you'll make your marathon or come back here in the fall and run New York. There'll be a lot more Italians out there to cheer you on. Thank you for both of our athletes. Thank you.